Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Printing Industry Midwest HR Huddle. We still just have a few people, so we might wait for Jeff to start his presentation. Just maybe give one more minute. If not, we are recording this, so we will be able to share it with other HR professionals that have not shown up today. Once again, I'm Chris Davis from the Printing Industry Midwest. We have Ben Daly here from the Printing Industry Midwest, and we have Jeff Thompson. He is from CTG, and they have the skills of finding professional staffing and specialize a bit in the printing trades. And so they are helpful in finding people that might be solutions for you in the production type area. So we'll let Jeff get started now and then cover the rest of the agenda after Jeff is finished. Thank you, Jeff.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here and, happy to assist really with any of your staffing needs. Oops, sorry, probably turn that there. Um, but yes, so, a bit about CTG. I'm going to go over our presentation. Sorry about that. Um, and, I want to tell you about, CTG and our capabilities and what we can do for you guys. And then also, about, me, right? So I've been in the staffing industry for about 15 years. Before that, my background is actually in animation. I have a degree in computer animation and, it's a really tough industry to break into at first. And so I did a lot of, print work myself, a lot of graphic design, a lot of websites. This is many moons ago before the cross-browser compatibility days and the mobile days and all that stuff. But that's kind of my trade, and I've always really resonated a lot with graphic designers and print folks. I know it's a difficult industry, but yeah, since then I've been more so on the recruiting side for the past 15 years. So I really understand what candidates are kind of thinking and the recruiting cycle and how hard it is to find people. I've also been talking, of course, to managers and, deal with all the challenges that you guys have and, all the problems that come about with having staff, different issues and challenges finding the right people. But I'm going to tell you a bit about CTG here. We're actually a global company. We're, based in Buffalo, New York. We've been around since 1966. We've got about 1,000 employees and, one of the logos here you don't see, and we're not allowed to share it, but it's Xerox. And so one of the things I think makes this partnership, really special is that, not only my background kind of in the graphic design area, but one of our top recruiters, her dad owned a print shop in upstate New York. And so she worked there, as they were growing up. So she really understands the print industry. And then over the last 35 years, one of the logos we can't share is Xerox. That's been part of our agreement, that we're not allowed to advertise that. But I did want to mention it because, over those, last 30 years, we're really looking for the same kind of people that you guys might be looking for. And so we thought this made, really good sense to, for us to be a partner with Printing Industry Midwest. We are a global company, of course. We speak 12 different languages. We've got offices, all over. I don't know if that's relevant, but if you guys have ever had any kind of needs where you might need to hire offshore, near shore, we can also do right shore type work for you guys. Another thing that CTG does is solutions. That doesn't specifically apply to this, but if you ever had some kind of managed services, where you had someone that was managing your network or your IT, or maybe you guys had a project where you needed to migrate things to the cloud, or maybe you had an app that you needed, testing done, or more so on the IT side, we do have those different solution divisions. So I wanted to mention that. I know it's not super relevant, but it might come up. And then when it comes to staffing, I I always kind of like to use the Forrest Gump analogy here, like when they're talking about barbecue shrimp, fried shrimp, that part. I don't know if maybe I'm dating myself with that movie reference, but when it comes to staffing, we do every kind of staffing there is: project staffing, volume staffing, staff aug, and direct hire. So whatever really makes sense for you guys, we're happy to do that. Um, for direct hire, I mean, that's kind of what a lot of companies going for. That's where we'd help you find the right person, and then they would be on your staff. Then the other kind of contract staffing, we have contract to hire. We also have like temp staffing. If you had a project where we need to hire 10 people to start next month, and or maybe 50 people or whatever it is, we're really good at the volume staffing, having coordinating interviews and getting a large group of people to start at the same time. That's one thing that we're really good at. So yeah, I mean, if any kind of staffing you need, we kind of we'll figure out the best solution for it, and we'll move forward from there. This is kind of our process. I mean, a lot of staffing companies kind of follow the same process. We're reaching out on LinkedIn, and we're conducting candidate screens to vet candidates. We do we can work on any kind of project sides, and once someone starts, we're checking with management to make sure they're doing a good job and making sure the candidate's happy and they're enjoying everything. So we do really focus on the full life cycle of recruiting and are happy to help. On this kind of note too, one thing that I've found helpful after we get a chance to meet and talk about your openings, maybe there are certain things that you want us to screen for. And so whenever we send candidates over, we can almost have like a grid or a table that shows, hey, we ask them if they have certain, digital printing experience, or they have, whatever it is that you guys want us to ask, we're able to screen that up front and kind of provide a customized submittal process and a customized process for you guys. And when it comes to the kind of jobs that we recruit on, I mean, it's everything from IT to engineering, but a lot of print press operators, bindery, finishing, digital print type positions. A lot of the openings that we have with Xerox, and that's why we see a lot of the kind of same skills that you guys might be looking for when it comes to a lot of the Xerox openings. Those are a lot of the print and copy type experts, and so yeah, we've got a lot of those candidates in our pipeline as well. And I'm moving kind of fast, so feel free to speak up if you have any questions. Anything is on your mind. I want this to be more of a interactive presentation, and I've also got some time at the end. So if you want to hold your questions till the end, that's fine too. But don't hesitate to interrupt. One of the things I like to talk about is our differentiators. There's all kinds of staffing companies out there. Why would you want to work with CTG over some of these other staffing companies? I like to kind of look at the bottom row here. These are the ones that really kind of stand out, I think, from the other companies that I've worked at. When it comes to benefits, we do provide our consultants the option to have, benefits. So a lot of our contract openings are, multi-year. And if you're looking for someone to be on contract for a long time, it would make sense that they have the benefits. And, especially if you're going to hire someone who maybe was from a full-time role, a lot of the times they don't want to do a contract because, well, I don't have any benefits. Well, that's one of the things that we can offer, and not all staffing companies do that. The other thing is, the quality-driven recruiting there. Whenever you have a job, it goes directly to one recruiter, and that recruiter will, if it's a lot of openings, we'll have multiple recruiters, but, obviously one recruiter would learn your business, learn what you're looking for. They're really, incentivized to find the perfect candidate for your job. A lot of the other staffing companies out there will just, throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And, might have a different recruiter every time. You might have a really good experience one time, and then the next time you don't have a good experience because you're dealing with someone who doesn't understand what you're looking for. So we do really try to find the right person and not submit 100 candidates. We're going to find you the perfect person. And, if they're not perfect, that's fine too. we can go back to the drawing board and based on any kind of feedback and find what you're looking for. And then the top talent, flexible rates. A lot of staffing companies with, staffing was down over the last couple of years, and with not being able to make enough placements, they were trying to increase margin. So they're trying to basically charge you more for less. And we don't do that. We want to make sure we find you the best candidate that can fit your budget, and we don't bait and switch or anything like that. We can make, budgets work, or so whatever you guys are thinking, we're happy to talk about it and kind of go from there on what makes sense. So I kind of kept it quick and brief and short for you all. This is a link here. If you want to book a meeting with me, you can go there, and we're going to send out this PowerPoint as well as a PDF. And if you have any questions, call me, text me anytime. I definitely want to provide the best possible service, but what are you guys seeing in the industry? Where do y'all need help, or any kind of questions you have when it comes to staffing for your roles?
Yes, feel free to unmute yourselves now if you do have any questions of Jeff. Um, if not, Jeff provided a link here, but we then also, in the agenda that I provided, we provided a link that you can go through the Printing Industry Midwest website as well. So either place will take you to that page for CTG. We have recorded this so you can also revisit, but please let us know if you have any questions at this point. If not, we will say thank you to Jeff and just know that this is a solution for you if you are looking for production employees. I think most of the people that are participating today are Metro-centric, except for Wright Printings down in Omaha. And Jeff can help anywhere across all of our 5 states. And so just keep that in mind. We have partnered with them for this year to see if it's a solution that works for our printers, and hopefully it will be. But thanks, Jeff, for meeting with us today. If it doesn't appear like we have any questions, so thank you for stopping
Thanks
by.
again. I appreciate
Yep.
y'all. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Well, hello to everyone. We are now going to get started with some other topics that we have on the agenda. Is I'm hoping to get a fluid discussion on this, but how are you guys doing with the recent immigration ICE raids that are happening? Has any companies had one, or just we're opening up a conversation, so just trying to see what's going on out there. Anyone want to start first? No one has any questions. Oh, go ahead, Aaron. I see you.
Sure. Sure, I'll jump in. Yeah, I mean it's obviously the hot topic, I think, in every single company in Minnesota right now. So and beyond, right? So those of us that have colleagues and friends across the country and the world, everybody's asking about it, and it hits pretty close to home for a lot of us. So, I mean, I guess to answer your first question, Chris, no, we haven't had any issues specifically yet at Myers. We're in Brooklyn Park, right? So we are, right adjacent to a lot of this action that's happening. A lot
Yeah.
of reports of things in our community. A lot of our employees know firsthand individuals that have had encounters that were very unpleasant and unwarranted. And so the fear is, of course, super real. And so I guess just to share what we've done at Myers um, is last week we created a response policy and procedure and trained all of our managers and then communicated out to all of our employees what the procedure is for them, what the protocol is for them should they encounter any ICE agents at Myers. And so we communicated that via email and had individual department teams. I was able to attend most of those meetings to field questions. Not that I'm an expert, but I at least know what our plan is, right? And that I think that was our goal, was just to help our employees know that we have a plan. Now, what actually transpires if and when somebody shows up, best plans are, it's like good luck, but at least we have a plan. People know what to do, and that the goal is to give people some level of comfort in that. Again, managers are trained in what they're supposed to do, and it's basically an escalation process, right? So somebody comes to our door, the employee's job is to not let them in, direct them to the front doors until the manager can be out there. Notify a manager. Manager knows who to contact from there. There's 4 dedicated company representatives. I'm one of them, and then we will be meeting them, any agents at the front door. So that's in a perfect scenario. We're there to inspect the warrant. We know what to look for. Our attorneys have advised us on what a warrant looks like and what we need to allow them into the building to do and what we don't. And we're gonna be compliant within what we have to do and nothing else, and just be respectful. And that's really what we're gonna try to do. Try to minimize anything beyond what's necessary. Should it come to that. So we've had some follow-up meetings even yesterday with some focus groups, just finding out how are people feeling. And so far, people are feeling okay. They like that we have a plan, and they feel safer coming to work. We have a large temp employee population. We have about 100 temps every day coming in right now. And as of last week, we had about 20% of them no showing, right? It was suddenly just people just not coming in, right? And this week, after the plan has been rolled out and communicated to our temp agencies, we've seen that drop to about 10%. Still really hard for us, but it's at least helping. We think it's helping. And so that's the idea, is that people know that they're safe when they're in our building. And that's really the best that we can do. So that's where we're at right now. And I feel okay about that specifically. The rest of the mess is still just a giant mess, but all we can do is try to control what's inside our building.
Right, right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I had that's a lot of work that you've put in, but I think the common theme is making sure that your employees feel safe when at least
Yes.
they're at work. Are you doing any, and Holly, I see you, I think maybe you're going to say a few things, but are you doing any ride shares or anything like that? Have you talked to your employees about helping in that way or no?
The questions for me.
Yeah.
We have not encouraged any of our employees or managers to do that.
Okay.
I happen to
Okay.
know that it is happening, and
Okay.
I've just told them that's their decisions to make.
Okay.
We
All
have
right.
we have managers that are delivering groceries, managers that are way overextending themselves, and I'm
Yeah.
advising them, this is your own personal choices. This is not company
Okay.
direction, and that's
Makes
just
sense.
the line we got to draw.
100%.
Yeah,
Nice. But I think that's important to convey to them
yeah,
because I'm sure that is happening for
it
sure.
is. Yeah.
Holly, did you have any?
No, we've done
Okay.
basically the same thing. We produced a guideline of what
Mhm.
we want them to know and designated specific people. We have multiple locations, so we've just designated in each location who should be the one to react and where everything should be directed. We also gave them copies of what the documentation that may be presented to them looks like,
Okay.
so they have an idea, a feel for what they're looking at.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's what we decided to do too. We've
Mhm.
communicated to all the powers that be, and um, it seems to be helping because us too we had a couple incidences that were minor, and which people were nervous about, and we had people not come in. And now that we have more of a plan in place, they feel more comfortable with it. So
Here.
the other thing we're not doing is that if
Close
somebody
that.
is staying home because of it,
Okay.
we're not putting it against them. We completely understand it. But yeah, I
That's a
think it
tough
really
one.
helps.
Hmm. Mhm.
So
Um,
Holly, just quick
go ahead.
question. So I definitely understand like not holding it against them. Um, I think the question, the question, because we're kind of in the same boat, but the question is, to what extent, how far do you extend that, right?
Well,
Before it becomes an
here's the thing. We're documenting it,
okay,
but we're not putting it as a strike against their attendance, but we're documenting it.
okay,
We're realizing who's out and for how long.
yep,
But um, and I have to say it's all been within reason. We haven't
yep,
had anything become um, not within reason.
yep, yep. That's good. I mean, we want to extend that to people, but it's just unfortunately I'm kind of jaded and like just waiting for someone to take advantage of it or take it too far or
Well,
whatever.
and we haven't actually announced
Yeah,
that. We're just doing that on the back end.
yep, yep. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's good feedback. I have companies or they have fed our experience or their experience of what's going on, and we do have some companies that they are having a, a lot. And I think this is more like for the smaller employers, this is really affecting that they are losing a lot of their staff is afraid to come in. I think especially in the metro area locations, and they're they say they're busy, and of course they're not able to be able to conducting business in the proper fashion. So, but I do like all of the safety measures that you guys are putting in place and acknowledgement and giving them the know your rights information so that might make them more comfortable and apt to come in. I think that's extremely important for right now. Um, I I added to the agenda again, and this agenda doesn't have it on there. And I haven't heard back, but one of my other executive executive directors from the other print association suggested talking a little bit about disaster planning and that this might kind of fall under that aspect. And I did. So Federated Insurance, which is one of our, partners, they do have some information on disaster planning and some things that you should prepare for. And so I will make sure that you guys get that link because there's a couple there's some information there that you might want to take a look at. I also asked Federated Insurance if what they're doing or what have they heard about work stoppages, or if you have half of your staff not showing up to work because they're afraid, what can you do to prepare for that?
And
Um,
we've already started having those conversations
okay, good.
because it doesn't, I mean, we've started thinking about what are we going to do? Because we too, like you said, Aaron, we have quite a few contractors on a daily basis, and we've thought we've got to figure out because we can't afford to have the work stoppage.
Right.
So we've started having those conversations about
Okay.
because moving forward, I don't know that it's going to get better.
Right.
So
I
that's really what we have to look at.
right,
The situation is probably going to continue to escalate, which will
for
change
sure.
dynamics for sure.
I agree. I agree.
So those are conversations we're having now. I don't
Okay.
know exactly what it looks like, but we are having them for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure that you guys get those links, just so you can take a look at it. I think there's like a checkoff sheet or things that you could do or consider. So, not by no means am I suggesting that you have to use Federated Insurance, but that I think all of our company should be disaster preparing for this, and because it is going to continue. So I will make sure that you guys have that information. Angie's, who's on this call, did ask another question. How are any, so are you guys aware that there is a no work, no school, no business tomorrow day? Um, what are you doing to plan for it? Or have you planned for it? Have you thought about it? Do you know about it? Those are, does anybody want to step up and say anything? Or you're, I mean, I know how you say you're taking people's names for that are scared to show up, but what if what happens if a lot of your people don't show up tomorrow?
I know about it. I understand the concept. I don't know. Nobody's mentioned anything about not showing up.
Okay.
Um,
So if
so
people have vacation days, they might take them tomorrow, sick time tomorrow. Um,
I mean, it's an option. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
know. I haven't. It's funny though, because you normally, like, our supervisors may have heard something
yeah.
Yeah.
about it, and we haven't
Yeah.
heard any. I mean, I haven't heard any feedback.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like I
Okay.
said, we had an incident happen about a week ago, and people didn't come in for a day or two. Now they're back and they're like, well, we want to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if
Okay.
people will not or will be open.
Okay.
We had
Um,
we had five that have said they're not coming in tomorrow, and I'm the one that had posed the question. Just, I know you can research all you want, but it's always nice to have other feedback. I'm also the one that had brought up about the ICE protocols last week. We wrote ours. I do encourage everybody, after what I've researched, is to put employee only signs on all the areas. Only the public area would be the reception or the lobby, just to make sure that they are not, if ICE would appear, if it's not labeled employee only, it would appear to be a public space. So we have ensured that for our employees. We just made our own signs here. Put those up. I
Our
had a script that I gave our receptionist so that she is prepared, so that she's not nervous. She has a script for both having a what's the word I'm looking for? What's the I can't think. What is it when they come in with the warrant? So if it's judicial or administrative, how to handle it. Everybody's trained here to not to talk to anybody, to say I'm not qualified to talk to, just to make sure that everybody's aware of that. We do have a building that does not have a receptionist, so we just are using key badges to get in and out, so our employees feel safe, so that the doors aren't just wide open. But we do have 5 employees out tomorrow that have asked for the economic blackout. I've just told the managers that that's a personal choice that they're taking. It's not a political forum here, so it's just that it's how they're handling
and see, we're kind of in a good, our facilities are locked down. There's only one entrance open in any of them. So we have a little bit easier with that. You have to have a card to get into the ones that are employee entrances, and they do state it. So that does make it a little bit easier to control.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
we didn't have that, so we had to set those protocols in place.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you guys being forthcoming. I'm sure there's people even that are not on the call today. We will share the recording that with the other HR people, that it will be valuable for them. It's been valuable for me. I wanted to know if I know some people have been asking for additional information. I have not shared it with everybody. I've just shared it upon request, but we've had a couple of our, we had Littler, they did a webinar last week. Hopefully, if you wanted to attend, you attended. If anybody did not attend, I do have ways to get the recording to you. So just send me an email and I can get that recording to you, as well as an I've been sharing some information from both attorneys that we have as members on immigration and all the things that you need to do to prepare, as well as the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce has been sharing some information of how to be prepared. Um, Also, I guess, are any of you guys, I guess I'll ask the question, knowing that this is extremely stressful for everyone, what are you doing some sort of mindful, helpful things to provide to help with morale? I don't know, maybe not, but I do know that people are very stressed, especially in the month of January anyway. It's a stressful hard month, but I'm just curious if any of you are doing some sort of feel good things at the office to help.
We are planning a hot cocoa bar next week.
There you go. There you
Um,
go.
it's something we kind of do every winter, and we just kind of bumped it up in the calendar to kind of like, okay, one, it's really cold, and two, people could use a little cheer. So we're
Yeah,
gonna do that, a little social mingler, and other than that, just communicating out our EAP that's available for everybody.
perfect.
Right.
I think
I mean,
that's
it's a great
great.
idea. We haven't done anything or have anything planned, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think get your thinking hats on and kind of think of fun, festive things that you could do in the office to boost morale, as well as, yeah, making sure that they're taking care of their mental health. And yeah, so is there anything else that you want to talk about, immigration wise? If not, I think we just have a few other things that we might talk about before we let you guys get on your back to your busy days. Anything else
I
go
just
ahead,
wanted to
Holly.
mention that I did attend that little seminar with
Okay.
Littner Law. And if you
Okay.
haven't, it's worth the watch.
Mhm.
I mean, it's worth the
Okay.
information, I think. Yeah,
That's terrific to know.
definitely.
So, okay, awesome. So maybe what I'll do is when I put the recap out, I'll put the steps that the people have to take to look at the recording. Thanks for letting me know about that because I wasn't able to participate, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Holly.
Personally, I thought it was very um, informative. I thought it was good.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Great.
And I'll let the it wasn't Tom that is managing that, so I will let them know that that you all found it very rewarding. Thank you.
Now, they could have stayed much longer on the topics. I mean, the
Yeah.
topics were so huge that, toward the end they had to kind of hurry through it. But
Okay.
it's
Or
worth
longer.
listening to. Oh yeah, I could
Okay.
have gone on for a couple hours for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll let them know that because maybe they'll do a follow-up one or something like that or continue. Because
Yeah.
like you said, or all of us have said, I don't think this is going to go away, and I think it's going to be a continued situation for the time to come. So, mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
Chris, I would just say I had reached out to you and you sent me a link to that recording, and it was easy to register after the fact and get to the recording. I
perfect.
found it helpful as well, where, um, at the first part of it was a lot about the I-9 process, which I
Yeah,
think,
you all
wasn't
know.
necessarily what was top of mind right now, but if you stuck with it, then it was towards the end where it did give the examples of some of the forms that, they would provide if if ICE comes on site and things like that. So that part, I think, was very helpful. And you're able to get the slide deck after as well, which I think is helpful.
But I do
Perfect.
think that as HR people, we all should be ready to receive a notice of invoice with all the rhetoric and everything else
Yes.
going on. I think we are prime candidates to start having I-9 audits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's going to happen. Thanks, Jackie, for your feedback. And yes, so they did give some good discussion on the I-9s as well.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know.
And she's
We,
right. It was a lot about our I-9s at first. That's what I mean. It could have been like another hour.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, we
Okay.
did. That inspired us to immediately go through all of our I-9s. So,
Us too.
right.
It's going to be a twofold process. We've done the first part and now we're going to do a second part.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Um, all right. So just a few things that we wanted to talk about. So the PIM Star Award entries deadline is coming up on February 4th, as well as the nominations for People of the Year. And I just I think the nominations for People of the Year do end up probably falling under the HR person. It's an excellent way if you don't have an employee recognition program is to fill out those nomination forms. Everyone that is nominated gets recognized, and so even the people that don't win get recognized by PIM as someone that has been nominated by their company, and that's special in itself. So, just wanted to remind people there is a link on that. And Ben is showing it to you right now. There is a link on that agenda that shows you exactly where the Star Awards are, and that has all of the nominating forms, and you can easily click on them, and everything can be done online now. You don't even need to print it out. Next thing that was on that agenda is the Beyond the Jacket CSR intensive training. It is a four-part series that is going to help any CSR new or old. It is designed to take your entire CSR team into, let's say, your boardroom to participate in the CSR training intensive. So, and recordings are available for CSRs that wouldn't be able to make the session. But I just wanted to point that out. If you're looking for some nice CSR training for your team, that is starting on February 5th. Young professionals at Topgolf, another way to celebrate your team at work if they fall in the lines of ages 24 to 45. We invite you to sign up your young professionals for Topgolf. Um, and last but not least, we do have the postal professor coming back at the end of March. He will be there for the mail quality preparation course. And so if you're looking to get more people uh, under the auspice of learning everything about mail. He is very popular. Everybody that goes through his class loves it. And so if you have people in that arena, please register for that. Um, I think the biggest concern, like if we go to agenda number 5 item, any concerns that you guys have, I think are pretty much related to immigration. But are there other concerns that you're having that you would like me to pursue for different topics, or is there other things that you guys want to get on the table today? Anybody have anything?
Chris, can I circle back to the CSR training, the Beyond the
Yeah,
Jacket training?
yeah.
Um, I caught my eye when you shared that out, and I shared it off to our client success team, and they're like, "Hey, this
Uh-huh.
looks really cool." And I mean, I haven't seen training just like this before. It looks really well thought out. So kudos to PIM, or whoever's kind of behind that. My questions are these speakers, right? We've got three different speakers. Can you tell
Yep.
me anything about them? Do they have like a bio that could be shared or something? Because the question behind all this is like kind of like credibility in the training, right? So is there anything you can add to put some color on it?
Absolutely. So Debbie Nicholson actually, she did our Women in Print event 2 years ago. She was our keynote speaker. She's the best. I mean, she knows so much on CSR. It's incredible. I can get you a bio for each of them and send them to you. Kelly
Awesome.
Malozzi, she already does. So she's with Success in Print. And if you've ever been into PIM University, she is doing monthly briefs for us in customer service, sales, and culture. And those are in PIM University under, it's a placard that says Kelly Malozzi, Success in Print.
Mhm.
And every month she does little snippets for us on those topics. So she also was one of our past Women in Print speakers. Very, very successful in helping and coaching and mentoring people in sales and customer service. And then Peter Muir, I haven't seen him or talked to him in a long time, but he's pretty great. I don't know as much about him, but I've seen him at our so we work with the other print associations to put on um some of these things that we can't just do with just our region. And so I can get you a bio on Peter Muir as well, but I just don't know as much about him. I
Sure.
so this so the association that put this all together is based out of South Carolina. We call them PICA. Carrie is the one that put this together. She, like me, she came from the education, and now she is their executive director there, and she is very meticulous on what she puts out there. So I anticipate that this will be a great session, and so I think this is the first time we're doing something like this, so I'm excited to see how it goes. But yes, I can get you bios on each of those people, Erin.
Awesome. Thank
And
you. And then,
and if
sorry.
you want to go into PIM University, I don't know
Mhm.
if you've gotten the credentials for that yet. You can go see what Kelly's like
Sweet.
in PIM University.
Awesome. And
Okay.
then the registration, right? It says like pricing is per company, which is super cool. So, does it work? Does it make sense for us to like, register and then we have like a training room? And I think our CSR team is like 10 people and it says
Yeah.
includes 5 attendees. So have everybody in one one room with a projector and just kind of be there for lunch and just take it all in.
Yep,
Awesome.
that's exactly how it's intended. I did just so I had that registration, so it was just one person, but then someone noted that they couldn't register the rest of the people, which I don't personally need all the names, but if you want them, it's easy for them. They kind of get if you put their email in there, they'll get the notification. Or actually, no, I don't think they do. But so I capped it at 5, but I can put 10 in there if you want to. I'll just go update that afterwards. So,
Okay.
but you
Yeah,
don't have to data enter all those people, but if you feel like it, it's great. Then they get communications if ever needed.
sure. Well, I think it's fine as it is. I just want to make sure
Okay.
I'm tracking the right way because I think we'll just have
Yep.
the manager kind of be the person to set it up
Perfect.
and from there.
That works for
Great,
sure.
thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. Sorry, I blurred through that. We are always looking for other topics, ideas, on discussions to be had with this group. So if you guys don't know anything today, but do in the future, let me know. And I will get you, or I will help find someone to talk to a topic and do it that way. Um, the Paylocity Lunch and Learn. So Paylocity is a payroll solution. I know you all have your own solutions, but if you're looking at a new solution, Paylocity is a partner of PIM, and they are doing a lunch and learn in February. You just click on that legislation link and it will take you there. Ben is taking you there now. And she does provide lunch in ways of she provides you a gift card to, I think it's Jimmy John's. So, or one of those types. So it's free to sign up, and she does a demo of their platform and then sends you a gift card for lunch. And so that is basically all I have to cover for this agenda. Um, the HR huddles for the next year, just so you know, quarterly, we are going to just have them remote for this year. And if we get more people to commit to saying we'd really love to see one of these in person, or we'd like to do one in person, we'll get on board to do that again. It just is, it's been usually mostly we get you remote. And so that's how we're going to do it this next year. Hopefully that's not a big deal. If it is, I will you can email me and we'll talk about it. But for this next year, that's how it's going to be operated. I think today's session was great. I really do appreciate all of the candidness and talking about what's happening at your companies. I do believe that even the HR people that weren't able to participate will find this session valuable. And our next meeting will be April 23rd. If you want to write that on the calendar, I don't know what the topic will be, but it will start at 11:30. And once I know what the topic is, I will let you know. Today's recording, I will also send out to you with a recap in probably the next few days. Is there anything else? All right. Well, you all can go back to work, and I guess stay safe out there. And I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.